Hello, dear friends, and welcome to the International Fabtalks. Thank you for being a part of our journey, and thank you for belonging to the beautiful family called as International Fabtalks. Ask me why. You have the answer. We are all the commoners, and we have several unsung heroes amongst us across the globe, many in India and across the world. And today we have a beautiful friend from Dehradun, Uttarakhand. She's here with us to share her space, her journey, and her experience. And guess who she is? Lieutenant Colonel Indira. She's just retired from the army, and we have her with us sharing her knowledge, views, and wisdom. Let's welcome our special celebrity. Ma'am, over to you, and welcome to this beautiful session, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me, and it's a great opportunity to have a word with you, to have been able to come here and discuss, have a talk with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. You're very humble, and I'd like to thank you for accepting the invite.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dear friends, it's our honor. It's a honor and our privilege to introduce our special guest in an official way. You got to know more about her as to who this special lady is and how she has contributed to the Indian society and especially to the armed forces. Let's get to know more about her. Dear ma'am, with your permission, I'd like to go ahead and introduce you in an official way, please.
Yes, ma'am, please. Go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear friends, join me to get to know more about our celebrity for today. She is Lieutenant Colonel Indira, MNS Retd. She's a great counseling psychologist, Marshal, and I should put it right, Marital, because I'm always into that Bruce Lee type of, so I said that. Now here we come down to she's a marital and a family therapist, a life coach, a serious one at that, a serious life coach, a great marital therapist, a life coach, and a family therapist, a great career counselor as well. Apart from that, yoga trainer. And dear friends, there's much more to our special celebrity. Let's get to know more about our celebrity. She is a veteran officer with excellent clinical abilities, the medical side, clinical abilities, and successful career in military nursing service. And I can't get that right. Alumnus of CHAF. And if I mispronounced anything, forgive me, because I'm really excited to know someone from that field. For the first time, I'm interviewing somebody from the army or from the army background, you could say. That's really nice. Or the military background, you could say that in that way. So here, she is from the military nursing service area, and she's, as I earlier mentioned, an alumnus of CHAF, Bangalore, and College of Nursing, AFMC, Pune. Dear friends, she's also a proactive nursing officer with passionate commitment to humankind, having expertise in extensive care, maternity care. Apart from that, pediatric nursing, with the little children, and hospital infection control, which is the need of the hour as we just faced COVID recently. She's been trained very well in dealing with cases concerned with HIV/AIDS, ARTS, that is art and hospital management, conducted and participated in various health camps and workshops during her service. She served as a resource person for the training programs of newly inducted nursing officers. She coordinated very well with the training of nursing assistants and first aid training for NCC Cadets. And to mention much more here, we have a lot. She remained instrumental for setting up of COVID ward. I just like to remind you of that. We've just faced that earlier. Training of subordinate staff in handling COVID cases and use of the personal protective gear or the personal protective kit, as we say. She served as a core member in Hospital Infection Control Committee and made a special impact in biomedical waste management. Psychologist, and all of this is really a wow, man. Wonderful. Having received a commendation card, I repeat that, having received a commendation card by General Officer Commanding in Chief, Central Command for exemplary duty on 14th August 2019. Madam has received all of this, and she's very down to earth, very polite. And then when you speak to her, she's just like a friend. She has no ego issues, no ego hassles. And that's what makes us extra special. Dear friends, presently with the objective of spreading holistic health awareness among the general public, self-employed as a counseling psychologist, a career counselor, a great yoga trainer, After completing MSc in Counseling and Family Therapy from IGNU, Yoga Instructors Training, recognized from Ayush, and registered with the Indian Yoga Association. She is here with us, giving her very best to the field of psychology, improving mental health, improving emotional well-being of the mother, of the child, of everybody, of all of us. And dear friends, she's the founder of Talking Cure Counseling Services in Dehradun, Uttarakhand. She conducted various online and offline mental health webinars in schools and professional institutes, etc. I've been attending quite a few webinars of hers, and they are very inspiring. You get a lot to learn from her. And she's very open to teaching and learning at the same time. And dear friends, she frequently organizes many mindfulness workshops, online and offline again, for different sectors of the society. She would want everyone to benefit from her expertise and wisdom. And dear friends, to add to that, she loves teaching online and offline yoga to the general public. And there's a beautiful thing here, which all of you should subscribe to. She owns a beautiful YouTube channel, Health Talk with Indira. And friends, yes, you have to subscribe to this beautiful channel. Why? Because it is concerned with health. So I would love and recommend that you subscribe to this channel. It is called as Health Talk with Indira. Living, why? Because she leaves no opportunity just like that. She connects in that YouTube channel with important topics regarding health, regarding education, and would want the best for the society. She's a person who's now giving back to the society. She's been spending more than 23 years plus, I guess, as a professional. And now she has started up her own practice and concentrating on giving her best back to the society. Let's talk about the research publications. Attitude of Young Adults Towards Marriage, published in the International Journal of Recent Scientific Research, March 2021. And another beautiful research publication is Maternal Employment and Adolescents Socio-Emotional Development, a Connection, published in International ISSN Indexed Online Journal in Google Scholar, IIJIF, March 2023. And dear friends, much more than this she is. Let's get to know our special celebrity now. I'm eager to know more about her because she's been a mystery. And ask me why she's a mystery to me. I've only attended her webinars. I haven't known her at very close quarters. So today, during the Fab Talk session, let's get to know about this fabulous celebrity. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the kind words and for the kind introduction. And it is a great opportunity to connect with you and to talk to you and in your international Fabtalks. And you are really doing a great job. And I'm really liking it. I keep sometimes listening, seeing the YouTube videos of yours, and I really love seeing that. And especially connecting to you and your sweet smile. It's really nice.
Thank you. Thank you for being so sweet and so kind. Thank you for encouraging and supporting all good things, including me too. Thank you. Dear ma'am, we begin with the first round of the interview. Yes, to me, as I said, you are a mystery, and I would love to know more about you, your wonderful journey till date. How would you define yourself? Who is the real Indira?
To define myself, Indira is a simple, honest, an easygoing and a straightforward person who strongly believes in the law of karma. I believe in karma yoga, and which I have learned from my father, that your karma is your duty. Your duty is whatever duty you have been assigned. You have come to the ground for this on this earth. You have to perform your duties till your last breath. So I just believe in that, and things keep happening. And I don't know how things happen, and that is what is Indira, who don't know exactly what is the next moment, but who keeps moving with whatever has been taught to her and she has learned.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing. Thank you so much. Dear ma'am, what inspired you to enter this beautiful field and serve in the, in the military, or I would say the armed forces, if I'm getting that right? What made you enter into this big field? Because many of us will not go into it. Many of us back off. That's not my cup of tea. तो आपने इसमें उतरा और आपने अपना expertise, अपना time और energy spend करी, I think more than 2 decades. So what inspired you to enter into this beautiful field?
Ma'am, being a daughter of an army personnel, my dad was also in army, and I was really fascinated from the childhood also itself. I was fascinated by army, wanted to be there, wanted to join. And joining the medical field, the nursing profession, definitely I love mankind and I wanted to serve in some form or the other. And what could have been the best thing when I got the opportunity to join military? That was the best thing in my life, and I never left that chance. And at the age of 18, I entered soon after my 12th. So I was there, trained in army, and then lived a life throughout. I was there for 23 years.
Yes,
So
that's really very beautiful, ma'am. At the age of 18, like most of us are movies and fashion and design and enjoying life, bunking college and all of that. And you were at that tender age giving your best to the nation. Hats off to you for that brilliance, ma'am, at that young age. Dear ma'am, when you were into that beautiful field of serving in the capacity of, in the health sector or in the field of nursing and connected with the army and the military as well as what, you might have faced a lot of challenges, right? We all do face in every profession. So how did you balance your challenge and how did you face all of them? Because still now you are so fresh and so you don't look that you've come out from that zone. You just look like a lovely flower, very fresh. I would like to know what keeps you smiling still and strong and how you overcame all of those challenges which you faced.
Ma'am, as I said, it's just a journey, and I had learned from my childhood. I was I was a person who used to follow things, who used to play, and who used to enjoy doing whatever is difficult. I used to love doing that, and there was nothing so difficult. Like when somebody says it is difficult, I used to see, let me see what difficulty is there, how much difficult it is, and when you start doing things, it start becoming simpler. So the challenges is whenever I had a stress in job and whenever I had a difficulty, I used to give time. Just take a step back and just you wait and you see what is happening. Acceptance was the first thing, that I'm having a problem. Yes, you accept that you're having a problem. There is some kind of difficulty. And if whatever you can solve, I used to solve. If I'm not able to solve, I would reach. I never had any problem asking my seniors or my juniors, even to the children, and I can ask anybody if I have a problem. And that was the easiest way that we could go along. There were subordinates who used to help me, and it was there, and that life goes on. That was the easy thing. And I used to pray. From the beginning, we have learned when we were small, from that time, the prayers was part of our life. And every day, at least 15 minutes, even when I used to go on duty, morning 15 minutes was for prayer. And I was taught by my father that you surrender. And that surrendering was the best thing which has helped me always. And I still remember when I was going, whenever I used to go, I used to say, God, I'm going for my duty and nothing bad should happen today. And I'll come back and report back to you. So reporting was always there. That is still a habit from my childhood. Whenever I go out, I just inform that I'm going. Now everything is in your hands. So that was how my stress was taken care of. I had small problems, challenges were there. We have had many patients, many a times 100% burns would come, and we had to handle patients on ventilator. I had even transferred a patient. There was a person who was on ventilator, and that person had to be taken from one place to the other place, almost from Roorkee to Delhi. I have taken once. It took 5 hours of journey. And on the way, that patient collapsed also. You have to resuscitate, and so many things keep happening. But then my stress, I overcome only by surrendering. I can do maximum of my job, what is my part, and rest, leave it. So this is how I have handled my problems.
Beautiful, beautiful, ma'am. I really love the way acceptance, asking for help, and surrender, giving everything up to the Lord. Surrender yourself to the Lord. Yes? Don't take any stress. You do your work and leave the rest in the hands of the Lord and accept things. And don't forget to ask for help. Don't hesitate. हम लोग शर्माते हैं बहुत कि भाई मदद पूछनी है या नहीं. But I loved you the way you said, I'm ready to take help from my family members, my seniors, subordinates, and little children as well. I'm open. If I need it, I am ready to extend and request for any help that I need and learn.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, dear friends, do not suffer in silence or do not be like just left out. Mix and merge, communicate, collaborate, network, and your life becomes easy. And of course, the Almighty above, you should surrender everything to Him. He will take care. Yes, dear ma'am. Wonderful, dear. Dear ma'am, now we'd like to know about your childhood. How were you as a little kid? Do you have any of the favorite memories of yours? How were you, the quiet one or the naughty one at home?
I was not a quiet person. I was not naughty also. I was a very fun-loving person and a very disciplined. As I said, my father was a very discipliner. So we could not do so much of activities like which he didn't like. So that became a habit. And we were all prayers. We were all into prayers from the childhood. So I was a very disciplined child. I used to love helping people, and I was favorite of my family. Everybody, my brothers, sisters, my parents, my even my teachers loved me. So I was that type. I don't remember doing anything which has troubled anyone or even me regretting the thing that why I have done like that. So I can't say quiet. I was very talkative. Even today, I am very talkative. And when I was with my friends, I think I was the only one who was talking maximum. So
Yes, dear. Is there any incident you remember, ma'am, about childhood? Anything like कुछ खास incident ऐसे आपको याद है, ma'am, जो fresh है memory में?
yeah, there's when I was in 10th standard, I remember I had to go for, I was in Chennai at that time. So my school was, we had obviously the exam center was 25 kilometers away from my house. And so we had to go, I had to take a private bus. And in Chennai, you see, I knew only Hindi and English. And Chennai people today, they know English. But at that time, I'm talking about 1987, 80, 1990, 91, 90 or 91. So at that time, people didn't know English. And I had to travel, and I was really scared. I had seen that place, but then I forgot where I have to go. One day prior, I had seen that place, but the next day I had to go for my exam. I had that exam tension also. It was my first English paper, and I was going, and I kept asking the conductor, Bhaiya, wo jagah. Then he explained, he had actually understood, and he said he will tell me. But then in that stress, I was thinking why that place is not coming. So I thought he is not telling me, and there was lot of rush in the bus. So I got down somewhere thinking, I had seen that there is a bus stop and a temple where I had to get down. So it was in the opposite direction, but then where I got down in a place where both things were in the same side. I thought he forgot to tell me. So I just got down. I thought he is not telling me, and in the rush, so I got down. But then after getting down, I didn't know where to go. I am in uniform and I have to go and appear for my 10th boards. So that was a big stress. I am all alone. Then I kept walking, walking, walking. I didn't know where to go. But then again, there were two routes. I just took the name of God and I just went to one road. Where I have to go, I didn't know. And I was really worried what is going to happen. This much of transportation was not there at that time. So there was no auto rickshaw. We didn't have that much of money also. Then one car came in front, just behind me, one car came, and a girl named Seema from the opposite section. Her mother told, come inside. I saw she was in uniform. Her mother was there, and she took me to the center. She knew where I have to go. She took me to the center, and I was in so much of stress. My friends, they had never seen me in so much of stress. They thought, what happened? She's always laughing, and I was known a laughter person. My friends used to say that the more you laugh, how much you laugh, you will break the bench. So this is what they used to say. So I said they were really scared seeing me, that how she can take so much of tension. It is only after the exam when I narrated the story, they thought, thank God you have reached for the exam. Otherwise, 1 year would have gone wasted. So this incident always, like such incidences keep increasing the faith. Like positive things are there for you. Like many more incidents are there. Things keep happening. But this is what I never forget. So
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing that incident. And thanks to Seema and her mom. I'm really glad. I was getting tense now. Did you go now? What happened? Like, I was also taking the stress of what you would have taken at that time. So, did she go now? Did she write the exam? Because we know from the academic sector, even if it is 1 or 2 minutes, they will not allow to enter into the gates. You know, they're very strict. And some of the faculty members are rude. Some managements are rude. They will not understand also. So I'm so happy that you finish off your exams and explained it to your friends. And I love the way you said your friends would say the bench will break the way you laugh.
Yeah.
Yes, dear, that's really nice. Friends, this is a beautiful journey on the Fab Talks, getting to know about the experiences, the journey, the hardships, the trials, and of course, the rise. Dear ma'am, any favorite book which you would love to share today? Any author which you would like to suggest?
Yeah, ma'am. I love to read few books of Stephen Covey. As a he's a psychologist, counselor, doctor, and his books I read sometimes. The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, and another book that he has written is The Third Alternative, which I like better than any other books. Like for any problem, people look for second alternative, but then looking for the third alternative is what it has impressed me a lot. Nobody is wrong, neither for second alternative you have to just think about the other person, you have to agree to the other person, but here we come in between, we look for a third solution and we work, and it's a beautiful book. I really would love if people read this book, The Third Alternative by Stephen R. Covey is written. And then otherwise I read few books. There is one book called Ikigai, and I read Swami Vivekananda's books. I am really fascinated by his life and his journey. He has written a lot about yoga, and I read few old novels of Premchand, Munshi Premchand, and there are other books. But then this book I really would love suggest people to read, even the children, teenagers, if they read, and the book called Ikigai, that is also written by a Japanese author, and it's a beautiful book.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing all of that. Do you have the books with you now at the side?
I've got this.
You can show.
The Third Alternative is there with me, and Ikigai I don't have in this room, and this is the Yoga by Swami Vivekananda. And Ikigai is not there right now with me; it's kept somewhere else. So, but that is a very beautiful book, and it's easy to understand. Anybody can read. Anyone who can read, understand English can read this. It's a good book.
Yes, dear. Thank you so much. You've even shared the books right in front of the camera. That's nice for all of us. Yes, dear friends, reading really makes you perfect. You could also go ahead and lay your hands on those beautiful books and improve your life. Yes, dear ma'am. Dear ma'am, now we come back to you. I would like to ask you, as I've been, getting to know about you, about that you were in the COVID wards, you were amongst, with the PPT, the kit, protective kit and all of that. How did you feel when you were there at that time giving training and in that beautiful, I can't say beautiful, that very serious zone, like, how did you feel?
Ma'am, that was the most difficult time, I can say. It was actually a difficult time for everybody in the world, and the most difficult time for healthcare workers. Though people must have done so much, so many TV shows, news shows, and the flowers are being flown from the top, from the helicopters, from whatsoever, everybody clapping. But heart to heart, only we know how difficult it was. And having a PPE kit which was almost 4 kg, you can say. And the first COVID time, the time it was that people didn't know anything. Nobody knew things. And the COVID wards were such that there was no AC connection. AC was not allowed for those wards. It was told that the AC it is going to harm people. It is going to increase the infection rate and so many things. So we had to be there without the AC. It was the month had begun. The COVID had started in the month of March. March was okay, but starting from April, May, June, July, August, these were the years, the extreme peak of summer, and we were inside those PPE kits from morning till evening. It was almost at least for 3 hours, one person used to be inside, and there was a lot of shortage of staff was there. Patients were dying in front of us. No relatives would come. People would not come, would not want to come. They were not allowed also, one thing. The other thing is they were more scared. They used to think that something is going to happen. There have been incidences, we have seen people dying and relatives not ready to come and touch, even given an opportunity. So it was difficult, and most of our subordinates, like I used to be the senior person there, and I used to protect my juniors, because there were people who had small kids. My children were grown up, There were people who had very small kids. They had to go home and they had to touch those children. There were pregnant women, girls along with me. So only we could think about each other. There was nobody else, I can say, who would think. Sometimes not even the administrators. So it was a difficult time. Definitely, that time has passed. It has taught us a lot of the things, and like difficult to remember that time. But then it has gone with so many remembrance, so many things, so many lessons learned at that time. And later on, we realized it's just a good mask and a good hygiene and good hand wash would have been good enough. So that much was not required. That I think we learned later.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, dear. Go ahead. You would like to share something else?
Yeah, we used to have lot many classes at that time, lot many discussions, sessions, and people, even patients, nobody want to explain to them things. The relatives who are standing outside, inside their relatives are dying, and they are just standing outside. Nobody would like to explain. So, like, I used to try my best to take an extra effort to explain to them, to pacify them, and whatever they are giving to take it inside. And then the emergencies, handling emergencies, it was really a difficult time, because most of the people, minimum people were allowed inside that room, because many of them already had diabetes, hypertension, and many various people having different diseases. Even the staff, minimum staff was entering, because many of the people were really not allowed to go inside because of their health condition. So very few. But then that time has also passed. One of my colleague also had suffered, which I remember. Many people got COVID, but then few of our people, they had a very severe pneumonia, and then the complications were very bad. And after that, and I feel bad for that particular person, because she suffered a lot, and she was just married, and then she has a long life to go. So, and then she had a severe pneumonia, COVID pneumonia. Though she came out, she was on ventilator, she came out of that. But then we remember people of our own people who suffered at that time. So.
Yes, dear. You're a very brave one, ma'am. As I told you, as I really guessed it, you are a mystery, I said, right? It's not only like the surface, it's the inner core of an individual as to what you're able to bear up and how much you're able to bear up. So I feel that you were an angel in that COVID ward and overtaking all of the responsibilities, sharing responsibilities.
Then to add to it, ma'am, like at home, there was no help, because all mates were on leave. All on leave means they were not allowed to enter the cant area. So we have to do whatever at home also we have to do. So the thing, it was other times you share the responsibility, you give extra job to the maid, you would have paid extra, whatever could have happened. But that time, that particular time, you have to look after your kids. My children were in 10th standard at that time. The previous incident was of my 10th standard, and this was my children's 10th standard, and they were in 10th standard, and you have to look after them also. You have to look after their needs, their time. They should not fall sick. And so all the things had to be taken care of at home also. And you have to get things from outside. And so it became a tough time, looking after your family, looking after your place. And at that particular time, my father was also having cancer, and he was in the 4th stage of his cancer, and going and looking after him. So that was a really difficult time of my life, I would say, 2020. But then the time has passed. Surrendering, as I said, you can do how much ever you can do, and rest you leave to God. This is what I have learned, and I have been following throughout.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing all of that. Thank you. You're very brave. We all should learn this braveness, this courage from our special celebrity. She is Indira ma'am with us, who has had the ups and downs, and she has bounced back, and she's here with us today sharing all of that. Especially the COVID incident, the COVID situation really rocked the world and the lives of many people. And I love the way you balanced it so well, the professional work, your son's education, your children's education, and your dad as well. That's really nice. And surrender everything to the Lord, to God. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am, for opening up and sharing it so nicely. Dear ma'am, how would you want to be remembered in this world? And why should people remember you?
I would like people, if at all they remember me, as a person who want everybody to be healthy. I want everyone to understand the value of health. They should know health is wealth. And it is, I think COVID has shown many people, but still there are people, they have forgotten. It is almost 2 years and people are started forgetting it again. So the value of health, everybody should understand. If I am responsible for my own health and not expecting the other person to tell me, you eat, why should I expect somebody else to come and tell me, to give me the medicine, to give me the food, somebody to ask me for water? If somebody gives me, I will eat. It should not happen. It is, I want people to know, to remember, if at all they remember, that I am really into health and I want everybody to be healthy and do everything first for their health, then only they can do for others. So पहले आत्मा फिर परमात्मा. So
very nice. Beautifully said, my dear. Very nice. And that's why you're concentrating on yoga as well. And not only that, even towards the creating mental health awareness. Like, you are a psychiatrist, psychologist as well. You've been taking training over there. That's really very nice. My dear friends, this is the beauty of life. To get to know the real essence of living, take care of your health, your physical as well as your mental health. And she's, as ma'am said, Atma and then Paramatma, right? The soul then connects you to the Almighty. So take care of this beautiful temple that God has given you. Yes, dear. And we are responsible for our own health, as you mentioned, right? Yes.
yeah.
Yes, dear. We'll take care of ourselves and as well as the others. Dear ma'am, let's come down on a lighter note now from the seriousness of all that you've shared. And it really, it's like, yes, could someone come out from there and share all of it? Even in our colonies also, we were not talking to each other. We never opened our doors. We were all stuck. And the medical team, you belong to that team as well. And you've given your very best. So hats off to you, your team, and all the other COVID warriors. Dear ma'am, do you watch movies? And if yes, your favorite movie?
I'm not so fond of movies, but still there are few movies which I watch on and off. Sometimes there's an old movie of Amitabh Bachchan, that is Sharabi. I love that movie. And then there was another movie, Anand, by Amitabh Bachchan and
Rajesh
Khanna, where he teaches people to live life. Rajesh Khanna, how he teaches, like he had lymphosarcoma of the intestine, and that I was a small person at that time when I watched that movie, but I still remember that movie and I love that movie. The way he says, "Bimari ho to aisi bimari ho." Like, what is the use of having a small fever and a small URTI? Lymphosarcoma of the intestine. I remember that word from the time I didn't even know what is medical. At that time, I learned that sentence, and it was great how he teaches. And then in the Sharabi, I don't like anything else. I just like the dialogue of Amitabh Bachchan. He says, "Poot kaput to kyo dhan sanchai, poot saput to kyo dhan sanchai." If your child is going to be a scholar, is going to be a good child, then why you have to save money? If your child is going to be a brat, useless person, then why should you save money? So saving, few people only focus on saving money unnecessarily, just building the palaces instead of building the life of the child. So this is what he meant. He had his parents had not been able to give him time and attention, especially the father. And he became Sharabi, and he says like this. So this dialogue is really, I was touched and I never forget this dialogue. I remember. So I always advise people to focus on their children if they have, and instead of just saving for future. Yes, saving is needed, but then just saving and not looking after is not right. So that, and then I like few movies, Three Idiots. I like, many people would have changed their thinking after this movie, that let the child do whatever the child wants to do. And when my daughter was 3 years old, at that time this movie had come, Tare Jami Pe. I loved that movie also. And how every child is unique and how every child is different. So this is how it teaches. So otherwise, I'm not so fond of movies. I don't watch much movies. I don't even know heroines and actors in the movies. But these are the few which.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing all of that. And as well as the dialogue also you shared. I really love the way you put the dialogue also. Thank you very much. And I think the first time this is on the International Fabtalks, somebody shared a dialogue. So next time I interview anybody, I'm going to ask them to oblige to share a dialogue as well. Yes, dear. That's beautiful. Dear ma'am, what about holiday destination? Have you been on a vacation to any one place which made you feel, yes, this is a beautiful place, or you would love to visit some place which is still, in your bucket list?
Yeah, I love hill stations. I was posted in Yol, that is Himachal Pradesh. It is in Himachal Pradesh near Dharamshala. And it was like a holiday destination, I would say, because my quarter was just next to a waterfall. And the water used to fall when you were inside the room also. You could hear that sound of that waterfall. And whenever we had time, whenever it was Sunday or any other time we had, so we used to sit near that place. I didn't have to go anywhere else. I can just sit outside my quarter and we would enjoy that place. So I love hill stations and quiet places, mountains, where you can be yourself away from the whole lot of people. So, and holiday destination, I belong to Uttarakhand, and recently I had gone to my home station and I loved that place again, Bageshwar. So I like such places more than the others.
Yes, dear. And listening to the sound of the waterfalls is really beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Dear ma'am, what is it that you love about yourself? This is Indira, and I love myself because this is my main quality, my USP, you could say, or the inner core quality of mine.
I love about myself is I am an emotional person. Like, though people may say that it's not right, but then I love it. That helps me help people. So if anybody is there, whatever I can do, I don't mind rendering, giving a helping hand. Even if I have to, like few things, there are few things sometimes you have to take a backseat, you have to help people. And by not doing, by compromising on something of yours, but then I tend to do at that time, and which sometimes I regret, sometimes I feel no, it was okay. It was required, at least there was a smile on the other person's face. So I'm happy about that. So I really love about myself that I try not to leave people. I try to do whatever I can do for anybody, whatever comes my way.
Yes, dear. That's really very nice. Yes, dear ma'am, thank you so much for guiding us all through this way and sharing your journey and your experiences in life. What about sports and games, ma'am, apart from being in the medical team? What about sports and games? Did you ever take part in sports and games when you were in school, in college? Now you're into yoga. That's very nice.
Yeah, I loved sports. Since childhood, I used to play small little games initially. Dodgeball. I used to love dodgeball. I still remember when I was in third standard, the way we used to play, nobody was able to put their ball on my feet. So it was just, and other games, volleyball, basketball. And I was a very good kabaddi player in my school time. And all, like we had salwar suit when we were in 9th, 10th standard. After 8th, we had to wear salwar suit. And all my salwars would have got torn at the knee place, and the blood would be coming out, and all the salwars were like that. So my mother had got no alternative, she just had to stitch, because how many she can stitch. So, but then I loved that. I was a good kabaddi player during my school time. During my training also, I used to play basketball, volleyball, even kabaddi was there. And after that, I don't remember playing. Even throw ball, long jump, high jump, I participated in whatever comes my way. I used to participate in race also, though I never won anything. I was not a very good athlete, but then I never was behind in participating. I participated in everything.
Yes, dear. And I love the way you said, no, kabaddi. And then it would be like all of blood and there would be marks and everything. My mom would stitch it up. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that. And when they catch you in that kabaddi game है ना, सब पकड़ लेते हैं ना, तो फिर जब मैं छोटी थी तो गुस्सा आता मेरे को, फिर काटने का दिल बोलता था. I would want to bite them and escape off. Yes, yes.
I remember playing kabaddi during my training time. Like, it was difficult to catch me. Even in kabaddi, it was difficult to catch me. And once it happened that my juniors, there was a match between me and our batch and our juniors, and I had gone, and my juniors held me. And when they held me, they were like, everybody was holding me so hard. I said, okay, leave me, leave me, leave me. Still, they were not ready to leave me. So it was to that now we have got hold of her. Now we are not going to leave her. I said, please leave me now. Then they left me. So it was actually a great thing, great experience. Playing it still brings, I still remember those memories, the way we used to play. It's great.
Yes, dear.
But now we don't play. Now I don't play.
Yes, dear. And I really enjoyed the way you said, like, they held me and they're not leaving me. I said, leave me,
Yeah.
leave me. I can recollect my incidents which happened during the childhood. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, dear. Kabaddi is one of the best games, but of course, we shouldn't be rough. We should be a little polite. Yes. Ma'am, now let's come down from there to cricket. Like, are you a cricket buff as well? Do you watch cricket? No.
No.
ठीक है, आपको बुरा तो लगा होगा इंडिया जब हार गई?
Yeah, बुरा तो लगा definitely, because that match I was seeing, बुरा तो लगा definitely. But ठीक है, this is what meant to be. Like I was listening to somebody and somebody says a lot of pollution was avoided because India did not get.
I get it. I get it. समझ गई मैं. Yes.
So to be on a lighter one and to be something positive, like you can't do anything. We are not playing. We can just watch. Yes, definitely.
Yes.
You would have won.
Thank you for the other one. You know, as you said, pollution kam hua hoga. I get that very clear. I think all of you also out there would get it very clear. Yes. Dear ma'am, what type of a change you would like to bring in this world? कि बहुत सारी जगह ऐसे हैं कि भाई हमको change बदलाव लानी है. आपको किस एरिया में बदलाव देखना है और आपका जो एनर्जीज है, आपका जो एक्सपर्टीज है, you want to put and bring a change over there?
Yeah. I want, as I said, health. From the time I have entered the health sector, I am really connected to people and I'm really concerned about the health. So I want people to focus on their health without relying on the other people. So first thing is health. The second thing is like children of today, they're going into the substance abuse. Children are being neglected, and it is not their fault. It is the society at the whole, and it is how we are growing up and how the parents are taking things. So maybe everything all together, and I really feel concerned about that substance abuse and the values which are going down day by day. So I really wish that India should become the old thing, which had a great value system, and it can come only from the family. From if everyone takes their responsibility, if I am ready to take just my responsibility and people around me, just my family, then I think we can do a whole lot of change can come.
Very true, ma'am. Very true. What you shared is very true. Now, my dear friends, if you have children, take care of your children. You know, you are responsible for giving birth to them. Just don't let them go astray. Treat them with love and affection. Let them not suffer from childhood trauma, because that will emerge later on into different, negative things. They will not be on the right track. Don't you agree, ma'am? Childhood trauma impacts them when they become as adults in a very
Yes,
negative way.
definitely. I would like to share one Shubhashitani shlok, which my father always used to say, Mata Shatru Pita Vari, Ye na balo na patita, na shobhate sabha madhye, hans madhye bako yatha. That means if a parent is not able to give right education, if the mother is an enemy, mother and father both are enemy to the children, if they have not been able to impart the right education, it is not just the reading books and putting in the best of the schools. That is not enough. Education is the complete education. And the parents, it is the fault of parents. Yes, they can try their best. Leave rest to God. But then at least they can try imparting. Otherwise, they will be the enemies of their children if they're not been able to give the right part. So this is a Subhashitani shlok, which I have learned from my childhood. My father always used to say, and he used every third sentence of his used to be shloks. So this I remember nicely.
Yes, dear. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing that. Thank you very much. And thanks for explaining it in English as well. Thank you. Dear ma'am, with all the experience that you've had, 23 plus years and more, the difference between smart work and hard work, How would you differentiate that? Kab smart work karni hai, kab hard work karni hai? Yes, dear.
Yeah, smart work. First, you have to be a hard worker. You have to be dedicated. That is the prerequisite. Smartness can be it can be misunderstood by many people. Some people may feel smart work means you have to leave few things and do, but it is doing in the right way and saving your time. Obviously, use of gadgets and all the things our people are like we are doing for our children. Our elder generations have done for us. So let us utilize those facilities. Let us utilize those things and start doing the smart work by utilizing those things and just saving the time. So obviously, smart work is good, but by using the brain and by working diligently. And differentiation is definitely there. Hard work, but then I'm not very good at gadgets and I'm not very good at computers also. So sometimes my time is wasted in those things, in thinking how to do things, how to manage things. So it happens at times, but definitely smart work has to be learned in every field we can do. In our own management, we can impart duties. Like I used to in my field, I can do imparting the duties and expecting people to do things and telling in a right way. Instead of expecting, you have to tell it. When you delegate the duties, you have to tell that this has to be done by you, and then taking a proper feedback. That way it can be done. There are few people who want to do everything on their own. They think that nobody else is as smart as me. So that person is left behind because he's not able to do everything. The work is not completed. So at home also we can tell children, you do this, and then things will be done. Like 4 people working together will finish in 10 minutes. So this is what I feel is the difference. And
yes, thank you, ma'am, for sharing all of that. And dear friends, delegating the work to the right kind of people at home and out will ease your work and take help if needed. Yes, dear ma'am, thank you so much for sharing, ma'am. Do you have a dream project? And if yes, what that could be and how would you like to share that with us? Or would you want to keep it a secret?
no, it's not a very big secret. As I said, I want to impart health education and I want everyone to be healthy. So this is what is again my dream project. Working on my YouTube videos, I want to do from the for all the levels of society. I want to make the videos, and I want to give this yoga education. Sometimes people think yoga is just the physical or the mental. It's not just the physical and mental. It is not just the exercises and the meditation. It is beyond that. Yoga's the karmastu kaushalam. Yoga is the complete when you do your work with dedication, when you do your duties properly, that everything comes. Yoga is there are 8 parts of yoga which is there. It starts from yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, sadhana, dhyan, and samadhi. These are the 8 things. When we follow ahimsa, satya, and in the everyday life, following the ahar, what we are eating, what we are thinking, how we are moving around. So everything is yoga. So when I wish that I am able to impart that type of education in health, and people will have a holistic health. So this is my dream. Let us see. Again, everything is not in my hands, but I will try my best to do that. So online and offline yoga is continuing, and that will continue.
Yes, dear.
Along with my mental health webinars and the other things.
Yes, dear. Ma'am, we would like you to mention your YouTube channel's name once, dear.
Health Talk with Indira.
Yeah, Health Talk with Indira. You get a lot of tips and a lot of benefit from it, my dear friends. Yes. And if you feel, you please just subscribe. It makes you feel good to learn more and to share it with others so that they also learn. Pass the good message, because health is wealth. Agar health nahi to kuch bhi nahi hai na? That's very true. Dear ma'am, on this beautiful journey till now I'd like you to share the names of your best friends. Would you like to share their names, or just you would like to say that, yes, I have a lot of friends in my life?
Yeah, I have a lot of friends in my life. I have people, I would not like to share the names because sometimes you tend to forget some important name. So when you have been given 2 minutes to think, you may not remember something. You will remember later on that this was a very important person of your life, and then you may feel guilty about it. I have got few very good friends in my life, and there are people who have helped me during my difficult times. During my difficult times while on duty, as I said, I had twin children, and when they were very small, there were people out who were ready to offer help to me, who were always there for me. Whenever I say, whatever I say, things would come to my home. And I don't remember how those things happened, but there were people. During my service, I have made many friends, and it has become like a family. Even the outside friends, inside friends, I've got lot many friends. And by mentioning few names, I don't want to do injustice to anybody. But I love my friends. I love connecting to people. I love connecting to my friends. And there are a few whom I can call at any time. Even if I talk to them after 1 year or after 2 years, there are such friends who will never say why you have not connected for so long. So, and the way we connect, it is like we have been speaking since we were always together. We have never disconnected. So it is like that. That kind of connection is there with my friends and with people whom I have association. It is like that.
Yes, dear. I love the way you put that, you know. If I leave out anybody, it would be injustice. So all are my friends. Yes, dear friends, all the friends of our special celebrity today. Indira ma'am, we give a lot of love from the International Fabtalks, and thank you for being a part of her journey. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, what makes you smile? वो प्यारी सी मुस्कुराहट कब आती है आपके चेहरे पर?
Anytime, like if anything small happens, I can see one old lady smiling, and when I see the old lady, old man, when I see them smiling, it gives a beautiful smile. And you can see how satisfied they are. When I see old people satisfied, when I see small children smiling, even when the pets are there, and when the pets are like wagging and they are looking at you, it makes you smile. I have a though it is not a pet, it is an outside cat, but then the way he asks for food even now is doing mowing outside. So whenever they ask you something, and the way they will not stop till the time you give them, that innocence of those animals, the innocence of the small children, innocence of the elderly people who are always there to bless you. So these are the things, and which make me smile if something good or something bad also happens, and some positivity is there around. So
Yes.
I leave no opportunity to smile. Whenever I get any chance, and at least 10 or 15
Yes.
times in a day, I have a hearty laughter also.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing. I love the way you said the smile of a baby, the smile of elderly people, and the innocence of the animals, no, who come close to us and want food or want some attention. That brings a smile on our face. Yes, dear. Very genuine. Dear ma'am, any weakness?
Yeah, sometimes I feel I'm not able to control myself at times. Like I know the time management tips, I know it very well. Which part I have to focus on, and which things I have to keep away. Some phone calls you have to avoid, but then I'm not able to avoid. And I don't want to avoid, I don't feel guilty about it. I don't feel bad about it. Like according to that, you are supposed to leave a few things. We are supposed, this is again time management was given by Stephen Covey, and then you have to follow the four. There are four quadrants, and the third quadrant, which is not that important, you can leave, and you can delegate the job to some other people. Going for if somebody calls you, I want to go, I feel like going, even if it have been a few days back. So this sometimes I feel is my weakness also. This I find as my strength also. Like people appreciate that also, but then my lot of my job is left pending because of that. I'm not able to do some of my things which I wanted to do, and it goes at a slower pace, but then I'm okay with that. I feel happy in spite of that.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing. That's really wonderful. You know, to change your strength into your weakness into strength. That's really nice. And you're okay with it. Ma'am, आपको किसी चीज से डर लगती है, ma'am?
I don't think so. Like, as I said, at a very young age, I was out and I was staying almost all alone. We have been traveling Like it was when I got my first posting, it was from Bangalore to Firozpur. So from Bangalore to Delhi, I had to come all alone in the train. And from Delhi, we had to take another train to Punjab, that is Firozpur, that is in Punjab. And we have gone to various places on TDs. We have been going with the patients all alone. And that patient would have been, I have even carried 100% burns to a place, almost 5 hours journey. And so I don't remember now. And okay, leave alone these things. I have been to a place in Tejpur where there were a lot of snakes. So snakes would be there. And one day I was just there in my room, and people say that in the first floor the snakes are not coming. But then it was in the first floor, and as I was going outside, I saw a snake. When I was a person just at 21, 22 years of age in my first posting, Punjab also, there are lots of snakes are there. And as I entered my washroom, I saw one snake was standing there, just looking at me. So I just moved behind. I just closed the door and I told my roommate, there is a snake inside, don't go inside the washroom. And I was just cool when I told her. She was telling, you are making fun. You are simply telling, you're making fun. I said, okay, then you go inside. I'm going to the mess to call the mess boys. So it was like that. Being a place in Yol, we used to have this leopards. Leopards used to come there nearby, and we had to go off duty at around 8, 8:30. And okay, when it will come in front of you, whatever is going to happen, I don't know. I don't say I'm that brave that anything can happen. But as such, I don't think that I'm scared of anything. When the thing will happen in front of you, something comes, then it will be seen. But then normally I'm not scared of anything, and I don't have fear of anything. So I can accept anything in life the way it is going to come.
Yes, dear. You're a very brave person, ma'am. Really. And the way, my dear friends, all of us should be like this. Be ready to accept any given situation. Be prepared for the good and the worst, the best and the worst. And ma'am, when you said the snake was there in the washroom, like I could visualize the snake over there. I'm really scared. It really creates a lot of fear, all these reptiles. So मुझे बहुत डर लगता. Yeah.
See, I've been with people like when we were in Tejpur in Assam, people people were so brave over there. These soldiers, they are so brave. They would come with the snake bite and they will hold the snake in their hand. Madam, isne kaata. And they will kill that snake and they will bring that snake in front of you so that you don't waste time looking for what kind of bite it is and taking the history, what snake it was and how it has bitten you and how it has happened. So we have seen people like that. Even in Punjab, there were people like that. So soldiers are like that when they used to come that way. And then how you can be scared? You have to manage them. So it is this way it happens. And this is life. There will be many challenges. And then the next moment we'll have a better time.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. ऐसे सांप पकड़ के ले आना, all of that. I was just imagining that scene now. Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing all of this and enriching this platform and giving us the best of what you've experienced. You're sharing it with us. Thank you very much, dear. Dear ma'am, आपको गुस्सा आता है? और आया तो कब आएगी आपको गुस्सा?
गुस्सा आता अब कम है. Like now I have worked on my anger, but then I used to get angry. I used to get angry because if you are a straightforward person and if you don't do anything wrong to anybody, if somebody does wrong to you, and it took me a long time to understand that world is not like you. Everybody is not going to be like you. So now I don't get annoyed. Now I take things, I understand. But then I used to get annoyed when somebody says lies to me. Even my father used to get annoyed when we were telling lies. So he didn't like if you are hiding something. I also tell people, you tell the truth and let the truth be how much ever difficult, I will be able to accept it. But telling lies and hiding things is not right. So during service also, it used to happen. You used to get angry. Even in the relations, sometimes you get annoyed. But then you overcome it. And when you realize that you have done a very wrong thing by getting annoyed and it has spoiled the relationship, so gradually I've started overcoming, and now I now it has become it has been just maybe 1%, or it cannot be zero at any time, but then it has reduced to a greater extent. And I'm happy about that.
Yes, dear. How humble of you to share it, right? That's very true, my dear friends. Like, if you have reduced it and say, I can't say it is zero, but maybe 1 or 2%. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, thank you for sharing all of that. The question now is, agar aap ye field mein nahi hote, the medical profession, the connecting with the military teams and taking care of all those patients and all of that, if not this, then which other profession you would have been in, ma'am?
I would have been a tailor. I love doing embroidery. I love stitching. And when my daughters were small, I used to stitch for them. So I would have been a tailor. I love that job too much.
How nice.
And I still think that if there was, I had a lot of time, I would have done some stitching, I would have done something, but you cannot do everything. Yes. Sometimes I try doing.
Now, do you do some embroidery or something like that?
Embroidery I've left since long. Nowadays I'm not doing. Sometimes I do some knitting. I've done few sweaters for my children. Sometimes I stitch some lehengas or something for my children. Not so good. I'm not very good at it, but then I try. And I would have been a professional if I was not in this profession. I would have learned and I would have done it. But I love doing those things.
Great, great. That's really nice. What a transformation, you see, from that field to this field. You have your interests in different fields, the medical field, the health field, creating mental health awareness, and at the same time, personal care, taking and stitching. हर एक stitch पर ध्यान देना है. हर एक knitting करे जब भी तो ध्यान देना है ना. Your mind Definitely. And eye should coordinate very well. Yes. Dear ma'am, is there any message you would like to give all of us? एक अच्छी सी message हम सब के लिए. आपके पूरे experience को लेके one wonderful message.
Only thing is, be yourself. Be very honest and sincere. Just honesty and sincerity can, you can pass your life and the life goes on without much expectations. Expectation should not be from myself also. If you start expecting from yourself also, then you get disheartened at times. I may feel that I will be able to do this much within this stipulated time, but then sometimes you're not able to do that. Learn to forgive. So learning to forgive and not having too much of expectations from anybody, and just thinking, I always feel that this world, this life is creation of God. And if I am sincere, if I am honest, and I am doing the right way and working till my last breath, whatever I can do without being lazy, things will move on. And how much ever is in your hands, only you can do. You cannot do everything. It's not possible. So this is what it is. Be honest, simple, and continue your journey. It's a beautiful journey. Enjoy the life. Enjoy every moment.
Yes, dear ma'am. Yes, dear. Yes, dear ma'am. Thank you very much for sharing that, dear. Thank you so much. Dear ma'am, may we know your favorite color?
I like all bright colors, and I don't like so much of dark colors. I like bright colors, and especially blue, pink, and light sea green colors I like. So otherwise I like all, every color is my favorite, especially these few colors. But sometimes I like red also. Anything which brings positivity in you, because I like to be positive, and I look for positivity in almost all the situations, and I have been able to look. So I like such colors. I think it is connected to that.
Yes. When you were in school, your favorite subject?
I loved Hindi. Sanskrit. At that time, Sanskrit was my favorite subject, but then it was only till 8th standard. And I had learned a lot of Sanskrit shlokas at that time, though I don't remember right now, but then I had learned. And I loved maths also. Till 12th, I had maths also. And if at all I was not here, maybe I would have done something with maths also, because it was also my favorite subject till 12th standard. So Hindi, Sanskrit, maths, I like those subjects.
Dear ma'am, we'd like you now to share a wonderful proverb or a quotation, either in Sanskrit, Hindi, or English. Aapka favorite?
ये भी बीत जाएगा. Like this time will move on. Even if it is a good time, it will move. Even if it is a bad time, it will move. So this is what I feel, and this is my favorite thinking. So not to get held up at any time.
Yes, dear. A beautiful one. A very stable one where all of us should focus. This is not the end of life. This too shall pass.
This too shall pass.
खुशी के पल भी बीत जाएंगे, दुख के वो टाइम भी बीत जाएगा, and it's the journey of life, right? Yes. Dear ma'am, सब में से बढ़िया अचीवमेंट कौन सा था? इतना सब कुछ हासिल कर चुके हैं आप, आज तक भी कर रहे हैं आप, तो सबसे बढ़िया लगा या wow moment. What is that wow accomplishment of yours?
When I saw my father being proud, when I got the rank in my service, I became lieutenant at that time. When I saw the happiness in my father's face, that was my wow moment. And another was when my children got very good marks in 10th standard, and they were able to do things, and they are able to accomplish and work towards their dreams. Whatever they want to do, they have been able to, they have started. So these are the things which I really remember, my result, and then the things go on, move on.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing. Thank you very much. Dear ma'am, I have a cup in my hand. How would you look at this cup? Half full, half empty?
I am a positive person, and I believe that it has to be full. Half full, that is a good thing. We can pour things, we can have lot many things. It is good that it is half space is there for us to pour so many things. We can add so many things to it of our liking. So life can move on as our wishes. Whatever I want, I can make.
Very well explained. Very well explained. Beautiful. Dear ma'am, would you oblige to sing a song for us?
No, not at all. Shloka. Okay. Let me see if one thing I would like to say, this I like. I can say a few. One small Subhadra Kumari Chauhan's, that is, she has written about Jhansi Ki Rani. I love that poem of Subhadra Kumari Chauhan. When this is of the Veeras, which says, सिंहासन हिल उठे, राजवंशों ने भ्रिकुटी तानी थी, बूढ़े भारत में भी आई फिर से नई जवानी थी, गुमी हुई आजादी की कीमत सबने पहचानी थी, दूर फिरंगी को करने की सबने मन में ठानी थी, चमक उठी सन 57 में वह तलवार पुरानी थी, बुंदेले हर बोलों के मुंह हमने सुनी कहानी थी, खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी, वो तो झांसी वाली रानी थी. This is my favorite character, and I really feel I would have been in her army, because I cannot be Jhansi Ki Rani, but I could have been in her army working with her, and it would have been a great time working for your country, being able to do.
Thank you very much for that wonderful poem, ma'am. You put a lot of passion, energy, and interest into sharing that. The way you were reading it out, it started making me also feel very conscious and alert that yes, we have to give back to our country and be very strong, like Jhansi Ki Rani. Yes, dear. Beautiful, ma'am. Ma'am, if at all the Almighty or the universe gifted you a superpower, and you had the choice to select the superpower, कौन सी superpower आप select करेंगे, ma'am?
Letting people understand, maybe if it is like that, I can understand what people are thinking again, what they want to do about their health. The awareness that I can put in everybody's mind, everybody's brain, that I should be responsible for my deeds and I should be responsible for my health. This is what, if I get a superpower, I will tell everybody. It will be inbuilt in their brain, and from tomorrow, everybody will start eating in the right time, start doing the right things, working on their health. And so if everybody is healthy, you look what a beautiful country we will have.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that. what are the 2 changes that you visualize in the next 50 years?
It's going to be a computer era, and children are becoming smart day by day, smart in a good sense also. Like with the right education, if they are given the right education, they are very intelligent. Today, the coming generation, it is very smart. What we were at that particular age, our children are much more forward. They are very intelligent and they are growing. So they are going to build a better nation. They're going to build a better prospect, and they're aware about their things. They're aware about their rights. So it's going to be a beautiful country. In next 50 years, the development is going to be great. And maybe 50 years we are not going to be there, but we'll be able to see in another 20 years. Maybe we'll not be able to understand many of the things what is going on. That much of development, because children, the way we are seeing, even 7-year 8-year-old child is all computer child. Their brains are so developed and they are so beautiful and going in the right direction also, with the right education. That is also happening.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing, ma'am. अगर आपको मौका दिया गया किसी और का जिंदगी जी लेने का, आप किसके जीवन चुनना चाहेंगे? Whose life you would love to relive?
I think I've already told, I cannot be Jhansi ki Rani, but I would love to be one of her army, one of her female army person. I would be by her side. At least let it be her dasi or whatever, who can be with her and feel great to be with her. Would have.
मैंने guess करा था वो. Maybe ma'am will say something related to that. So I had a guess like, yes, beautiful. Yes, dear. Would love that you would have selected Jhansi Ki Rani also. That would also suit you. Yes, dear. Yes, ma'am. Dear ma'am, अभी ऐसा है कि हम लोग टॉक्सिक सिचुएशंस में है, हम नहीं जानते कि भाई ये मेरे लिए गलत है, चाहे वो वर्क स्पेस हो, फैमिली रिलेशनशिप हो, फ्रेंड सर्कल हो या पब्लिक स्पेस हो. एक जगह दिस इज टॉक्सिक, जो लोग यहाँ पर है टॉक्सिक है, चाहे मेरे परिवार वाले हो या बाहर वाले या काम करने की जगह. तो थोड़े लोग इतने इनोसेंट है कि भाई यही जिंदगी है, समझ लेते हैं. तो आई वॉन्ट टू क्रिएट अवेयरनेस दैट दिस इज टॉक्सिक फॉर यू, you move out of it, save yourself. I want the celebrities to share any hint or awareness, creation of awareness that this is a toxic situation, not good for you, move out from there. Would you like to speak something on that, dear?
Yeah. People, there are people even today in the country, people have like they feel that they are bound to few things. Like if they are being if somebody is torturing them, it is their destiny. There is nothing called destiny. It is, we have made a destiny. People, like I was listening to Kumar Bishwas, I often listen to him, and according to, he says you have to work hard, we have to work hard, and we have to be firm in our point. So there are people who are working. There are maids, a maid who comes to my house also. They are working. They are doing from morning till evening, but then they are getting the torture of their husbands and their family people. So they have to take a stand. They have to understand the abusive relationship, that there is nothing. This society is made by us. People are talking now also. People will talk tomorrow also. But the moment a person realizes, after doing the maximum things, trying to rebuild the relationship, first thing is, I don't believe in breaking the relationship, I believe in making the relationship. But still, if nothing is working out, in the end, abuse is there, red flags are there, somebody is continuously, some physical, mental, sexual abuses are there, then it's the best time to move out. Just move out and then think after that what to do. There is no point staying in such relationship which is not going to help you. You may go back again later on if it is required. If the person is okay, if later on you realize that things were okay and that person has changed, you may give a chance. But at that particular time, it's, you should come out, because in any way, inside, outside, you are not safe. So
Beautifully explained, ma'am. I really appreciate the way you explained that. So don't take torture, my dear friends. Don't be suffering abuse silently. Speak up against abuse. Save yourself. And this is not your destiny. You have to move out and make a choice and come out if you are into any problem. Don't be silent sufferers. Reach out to the counselors. Reach out to people who will help you. Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. I'm really happy the way you shared your thoughts on that given question. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, constructive criticism.
Yeah, it is very important. Constructive criticism is needed at almost every step, be it in the workplace, be it in the family, for your children. So, because it helps you build your strengths, and by focusing only on the thing which has gone wrong, but then it has to be focused on that particular incident, or in that particular thing which has happened, whatever the wrong has happened at that particular place, and helping that person develop on those, on the strengths, and not nagging on it. The nagging would not come in that, and helping them build on the relationship, on the points, or on that particular. If a child has been able to do something, has done not been able to perform well on the studies or in the sports or whatever it is, instead of telling, nowadays everybody wants to become their child's friend. Why should I become my child's friend? My child is already having so many friends. I am a mother, let me be a mother only. We are the parents, and let us be parents only. And it is our duty to teach our children. So it's just an example of teaching the children. So if a child has not been able to perform well, child, this time, this exam, you have not been able to do as per your capacity. So let us sit back and see what is wrong in this. So we will have to work on it. Unless we work, they say, agar aap nahi bataoge to bahar wale batayenge, and it is going to be a tough thing for them. So they have to learn from home. If my organization, if I am not telling my subordinate what has happened wrong in the right way, then your organization is going to suffer for that. So it is the duty of a person, whoever is responsible, to do the constructive criticism. And even if the person feels bad to the little extent, it's okay, you can mend up for that. If you're not that expert in explaining, it's okay, you can mend up, and later on you can say that I didn't mean to hurt you, but this is what I meant. But I strongly believe that it should be there.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. A personal question now. क्या आप दूसरों को जल्दी माफ कर देते हैं?
Yeah, most of the time. Most of the time. Very rarely it happens that I keep things to me. And even if I keep, after some time, I leave it. Or if that person comes for help again, I may be able to help that person. I may be able to it may be there in the back of my mind, but still that doesn't affect the next time relationship with that person. Most of the time.
Yes, dear. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you rate yourself with regard to forgiving others?
Maybe 8 I can give.
Yes, dear.
Yeah.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, we had a wonderful time interviewing you, and the main round of the interview is over now. We'd like to have a small segment with you called as the rapid fire round, which will be a very brief round for 5 to 10 minutes. May I take another 5 to 10 minutes, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, dear. In this rapid fire round, my dear friends, we'll get to know about the likes and dislikes of our celebrity. She's all the way from Dehradun, Uttarakhand, India, and of course, Asia and the universe. We all belong to one global, a global village. We are all one. Dear ma'am, we'll come to this segment. This segment is like answer in 1 word or 2 words or 1 sentence maximum, a brief segment. 7 दिनों में आपका सबसे फेवरेट दिन कौन सा है जी?
सभी अच्छे हैं, but nowadays Sunday, because my children are outside and I get time to talk to them. Otherwise, all days are my favorite. Yes.
आपका favorite number, ma'am?
4. It is my birthday.
Wow.
So I like that number.
November 4th?
December 4th.
Oh, December 4th. Sorry. December 4th. You're a Sagittarian, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Dear ma'am, when you communicate with others using technology, do you feel like calling or texting, which is easier?
Calling is easier. It takes so much of time texting. And as I said, I'm not a very computer savvy. I cannot type very fast. And I feel it is waste of time.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, is it coffee or tea?
Different times, different things. And when it is a tea time, you just need tea at least 1 or 2 times. Otherwise, coffee is okay. But
Yes, dear. Which is that insect which you don't like?
snail. Actually, there's no problem. I should not be disliking anything. Every creature is made by God. But then when it comes and when you are walking and in a rainy season, when it comes under your feet and it does that pachak, that sound, it's I just don't like. I get like I feel bad and the whole body, something happens. So otherwise, there's no insect which I don't like. I don't think anything is there.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, एक सुंदर सा दिन, बस एक शब्द में.
Beautiful morning,
Yes, dear.
bright sunlight.
Wow. Beautiful morning, bright sunlight. Ji, ji. When you help others, do you expect anything in return?
Not
Yes.
exactly. Not
Maybe
exactly.
a smile, a look of satisfaction on their face.
Yeah. That is there. That much you expect, but not more than that. And even if that is also not there, it's fine. Sometimes it happens that it is also not there. If they smile, you feel good. And otherwise, it's okay. Because I don't help for something in return. If it's help means it is a help. Otherwise, it becomes a profession, or you say, what you say?
Len den.
Business. Otherwise, it
Len
will become a business
den ho
that
jati hai.
you are giving and you want something in return.
Something.
So,
Yes, dear. Do you feel happy staying in the city, a village, or a town?
I like all the places depending upon the time. Like city has got all the amenities. So obviously, like in today's world, today's time, city is more connected and you save time. So I like city. But you have time, leisure time, you want to be in the village. And I really enjoy being in the village and the lifestyle and the beauty of that place. I love that. But then for staying, it's a need of hour that I stay in the city and I like that.
Yes, dear. The favorite mode of transport, airways, waterways, roadways, or railways?
Railways, train.
मैंने
I
गेस
love
करा था, ये
traveling.
भी मैंने गेस करा because you went traveling alone, वो पूरा बोले थे ना, तो I was
I
thinking maybe she will select railways.
I love traveling by train and it was a 4 days journey when we used to come from Bangalore to Delhi, and I used to be in the top upper berth with one book on my hand, and people around me, I didn't want to talk to anybody because it was told to us not to talk to anybody and not to take anything from others. So if I'll talk to those people, then they will talk back and they will ask from where you belong, and so many things will be there. So I never used to talk to anybody. I used to be just with one book. And when my friends from the other berth, they used to come and see, this is unlike Indira. You're not talking and you are just sitting there with one book. How is it possible? I said, this is what is discipline. I don't want to talk to them. So I have to be. So, but I love that. I love the train journey. Maximum.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, आपका सबसे favorite season?
Season is Basant. What do you say in that?
Spring season.
Spring season.
Spring season. Yes. अगर chocolates, cakes, ice creams, गुलाब जाम टेबल पे है, आप पहले क्या चुनेंगे जी?
Ice cream.
Ice creams. Me too. I also love ice creams. आपका favorite flavor?
Favorite flavor is vanilla and butterscotch.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, a life skill for men and women, cooking. Are you good at cooking?
I am not very good at cooking, but I can cook everything. I am not a very good cook, but I can manage. I can support my children and husband. That much I can cook. I'm okay with that. And I'm good at cooking sweets. I make sweets. But otherwise, other things I'm not very good. Okay.
Yes, dear. आपका favorite sweet जो आप अच्छा बनाते हैं उसका नाम?
I can make sweets for, I made few things for Diwali. I can make rasmalai also. And gulab jamun, so nowadays mix is there, so no problem. Gulab jamun, rasgulla, rasmalai. I even made that, what is it in the, um, I forgot the name. But I can, nowadays YouTube channel is there. After COVID, we have learned so much. We have been able to do anything. So anything I can cook, which is not very difficult, I can make from with that channel. And I love making things. My children love sweets, so I love making it also. So
Yes,
that I do.
जी मैम, आपका फेवरेट टीचर या सर का नाम when you were in school?
I had one ma'am, Saroj ma'am, when I was in third standard. From third to sixth, she was my Hindi teacher, and she used to love me so much. Because my teacher used to love me, so I had lot of regards for her. So I liked her, and I still remember there was one letter she had given to my father. She had written in that your daughter is very good, and she is very good in Hindi, and you let her study it. But then at that time these things were not, the time we have been educated, there were only 2 or 3 fields and the professionalism people, so I have not been able to study it for a longer time. But I love that ma'am so much.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird. I get up at early morning, 4 o'clock, and I love getting up in the early morning.
Yes, dear. Is it salty, sweet, spicy, or sour food?
Sweet mostly, but
Ji.
now since I'm avoiding, so but I like sweets.
Yes, ma'am. Life is all about money, happiness, or both?
It's about both, but happiness is more important. Money earned from the right way, it's always good. So, but if money has come from the wrong ways, then it's not at all good. Then it's better that we don't have that money. So I believe in that. It is dharma, arth, kam, or moksha. These are the 4 things which it is our duty to perform. So that earth, that money which has come from the right means, it is always good. Why not? We can have a luxury with that.
Yes, dear. When you are alone, ma'am, in your room, nobody is there. आपके साथ कोई भी नहीं है, कोई गैजेट्स भी नहीं है, तो आप अपने विचारों के साथ कनेक्ट हो जाएंगे. तो आपके विचार आपको कहाँ ले जाते हैं? Past, present, or future? How they say past, present, and future? Bhutkal, Vartaman, and Bhavishya, right?
Bhavishya.
Yes.
Yeah. At that time, I see few good dreams about future. I visualize a beautiful future. And I remember few good incidences, and sometimes I laugh with the good incidences. And I remain in the present moment. If I have at least one notebook, I may write down something, or otherwise, I just think about good things, what I can do. I may not be able to do, it must be some wild dream, but then I love seeing good things. So I visualize good things.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, do you believe in experiential learning or theoretical learning?
Both are needed. Experiment should be more, but without theory, it is not possible. So somebody has to be. I have an incident. Since you asked, you had even asked about the favorite teacher. When I was in the training, I had a midwifery teacher. Grover ma'am was there, and the way she has taught us theoretically about, she had taught us about the deliveries, and I had learned about the breech delivery. Breech is, there is a normal delivery, and there is a breech. Breech is when the feet come before. So that is the breech delivery. So I had learned, she had taught us in the classroom. It was just a theoretical learning. And believe me, we had not been able to see a case of that during my whole training time. And after my training, I got a patient which I had to conduct. And it was a midnight. It was around 3:30. I was on night duty, and the patient had come, and they progressed so soon rather than the other deliveries. So she had progressed so soon that even when I called the gynecologist, I just told my assistant to give a call to the gynecologist, and it was gynecologist took almost 15-20 minutes to come. Before that, the delivery had occurred, and I had conducted just on the basis of the knowledge which my teacher had taught me. That was the theoretical learning. So I believe that theory is needed, obviously, for the practical things. And good teachers, the way they teach you, it becomes like an experience only. The way they tell you the things, and her teaching was inside my brain so much that I remembered every single word, what is going to happen and how I am going to do that. And then I was quite junior at that time, and that specialist was very happy that day. He congratulated me also, and I also feel good after those things. So both are needed.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing all of that. Thank you very much. Dear ma'am, now if I say apple or a samosa, what would you select? Fried food, fresh fruits?
Today apple, but 15 years back samosa.
Okay, great. Lovely answer. Dear ma'am, home cooked food or food ordered from outside?
Only home cooked. Again, I can say 20 years back and today. So today home cooked food. And today morning we had dalia. So today, like, only home cooked food.
Yes. Dear. Do you enjoy spending time on a beach with the family or in a forest?
Beach. I've not been to the forest.
Yes, dear. You believe like walking is good? Or, I mean, not believe, or you like. Do you like walking or riding a two-wheeler, a four-wheeler?
I like everything. But I love to walk also. I love to drive also. And I can drive alone also. I can drive for almost 2 to 3 hours all alone. I would not get bored also with my own company. And I love walking also. I walk all alone for almost 1.5 hours daily. So, and even two-wheeler driving also, I am okay with that. So I like everything.
You're the first one to say that on this platform. I love all the three. I can walk, I can, I love walking, not I can walk. I love walking and I can ride a two-wheeler and drive a four-wheeler as well for more than 2 to 3 hours alone. More power to you, ma'am. More power to you. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, एक अच्छी सी टेबल है, एक प्यारी सी बुक, इंटरेस्टिंग बुक एंड ग्रेट म्यूजिक भी है वहां पर, एक म्यूजिक सिस्टम. You can choose any one. What would you take?
I would like to read the book because I'm not so fond of music. So I love reading. I would read.
आपको गिफ्ट्स देना पसंद करते हैं या गिफ्ट्स मिलना पसंद करते हैं?
The happiness in the other person's face. In fact, I love to give more. Giving, I feel more happy. When I see the satisfaction and happiness in the other person's face, I feel good.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, now you have to give us a gift before we end the session. और वो है प्यारी सी 3 प्यारे से शब्द, 3 beautiful words. Apart from please, sorry and thank you, you have to gift us 3 wonderful words which will create magic in our life, transform our lives.
Belief in yourself and in the Almighty. Belief and faith, they can be the same things. Consistency and honesty or sincerity, whatever it is. So if these things are there, life will go on, move on.
Yes, dear. Dear friends, it is belief, consistency, and honesty. These are the 3 magical words which will create a magical effect in your lives, apart from please, sorry, and thank you. And we wouldn't want to let you go, ma'am. I would like to sit here and, have a little more talk with you. But I know I shouldn't be taking much of your time. I would love to have you on many more international Fabtalk sessions. I know you have a lot of talent to share. I've heard many of your webinars and we love you for who you are and what you are doing, even after you have given 23 years and plus service, in your professional space, in the medical sector, in the military and the armed forces. And you're here with us. Thank you very much. You've been a wonderful guest. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for inviting me. I'm grateful to you and honored to be here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, dear. Thank you for sharing all of that. You are very patient and very, you took up every question and you gave your very best. And at the last, the 3 the words, which you have shared, that really makes sense. Belief, honesty, and consistency. Thank you, dear.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Jai Hind. Thank you. Dear friends, with this, we'd like to end the International Fab Talks. Thank you so much for being with us. Stay connected and stay tuned. Every day we have celebrities who share their world experiences that they've had all through these years. And today we had a special guest with us. She's Indira ma'am, who has given her very best till date. And she loves to inspire the world in every way she could. If you'd like to reach out to her, you could reach out to her for any of the services that she offers. It could be yoga, it could be counseling, it could be just anything. Yes, dear ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.